Smallz Beats. What's going on, Kenyan Creatives Group? Mko poa? I hope everybody can hear me. Kama msikii, chapa comments hapo chini. Let me know if you guys can hear everybody. Today we have my co-host hapa, Eve, the usual suspect.
Hi. Hi guys.
And, today's guest for the day is none other but Mr. Brigeddia General. Mr. Brigeddia General is a poet, singer, songwriter. Some of you have actually seen him on Churchill, perform. And he has really good material that we are going to be talking about today. So I hope you are ready. Kiwa na maswali ziweke hapo chini. Tag your friends, tag kila mtu,
tag everyone.
Yeah, share on any page that you know or group. That way we can start this thing. Eve, before we start with Brigeddia, any words?
No, just excited.
Okay.
Super excited.
Eve is excited. All right, so
I'm always excited.
The first thing we're going to do is have Mr. Brigeddia introduce himself, ambia watu yeye ni nani, what he does, and how he got into singing, poetry, and all that good stuff. Brigeddia, please, welcome to the show.
Yes, sir. So, kama kawaida ni najua umesema niambia wase mimi ni nani.
Yeah, you introduce yourself.
Yeah, you have to introduce
yourself. We like people introducing themselves.
Yes, you have to tell people who you are.
Na okay, kwa sababu nitarudi hapo ni reintroduce.
What's that song? Is something like Emusimama Dionesh or something like that. This is your moment to do that.
I thought you were talking about Brigeddia somebody.
No, I'm telling him to do whatever that song says.
Okay.
All right, just to sign in. Kama kawaida, kamanda anapowasili kwenye jukwaa, sheria na masharti lazima zitumike: saluti, ishara, heshima na salamu. Now, my name is Brigeddia General. That's my artistic name. So I'm a spoken word artist and a conscious lyricist. So I do conscious lyricism. Yes. So some will call it people, some will call it.
Hold on 1 second.
Eve, do you want to take care of that and then come back? All right, keep going. Eve is on mute. Lakini, we understand you. We are all parents. Keep going, Mr. Brigeddia.
Yes. So, I mean, that's a summary of it. Yeah.
So, what's a conscious lyricist? I've never heard that word, actually. That's the first time I've heard it.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I define my music.
Okay.
But when I say conscious lyricism, I speak about issues that really affect the society.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's just like a lyrical, but you're talking about stuff that affect the community and stuff that you
serious stuff.
Oh, okay.
I focus on very serious issues.
Okay.
I don't just rap for the sake of tujibambe to rap. No, as in rap music, it will live. It will be relevant for the next 1,000 million years to come, as long as it will exist.
How did you learn, or how did you know that you have the talent as
I'm
a
sorry,
poet?
guys.
You're fine. You're fine. So, just about to ask Brigeddia, how did you learn that you had the talent as a poet, or how did you get into it?
I mean, I loved theater ever since my primary school.
Okay.
So I developed the courage and the presence from back then when I was in class 3, 4, 5. By the way, in primary school, you have those solo verses, you have those choral verses, narratives.
Right. Yeah.
I did all that all through my life.
Oh, okay. So this started in high school.
Primary.
In primary. Oh, wow. So you go way back. Okay. All right. Were you ever like in that drama club where when you're trying to find yourself, or singing, or did you just know that this is for you?
I was not trying to find out. I was already doing it. I already found out myself.
So, okay.
So I would say that I was just trying to develop the skills.
Okay.
Right.
Because we do have creatives that try different things until they find their fit.
Right.
And that's why we always ask that question, because we have some people that are like, oh, I started singing, and then I went to drama club, and then when I started actually,
I have to turn my camera off for 1 second, guys.
Yeah, when I started doing poetry, that's when I knew this is for me. But it's good to know that at least you found yourself early in the game. So I know Eve is taking care of some stuff. So what we are going to do for now, before we talk more about your career, let's play your first. Is it the title for this one is called Kenya Hii. Do you classify this as a poem or as a song? It's both?
It's both. It's actually my pieces of poetry are pushed together to form up a rap music.
A rap music, okay. So this is gonna be a rap song with poetry, and we are gonna play the title for this
poetic
one.
Rap song.
Yeah. The title for this one is called Kenya Hii. We're gonna play it and then come back and talk more about your career, and also how you got into actually writing this one and getting it produced. So let's listen to it and then come back.
Mimi Daniel
Uhuru Kenyatta, swear that I will truly
nakuitumikia kwa moyo wangu wote
the people and the Republic of Kenya.
Saluti, ishara, heshima na salama.
Siogopi kufa nikifa miziki ya sembo, ila wambia wanangu nilikufa kifo cha tembo. Amani haipo ilikufa na baby pendo, uhuru ikafa pia ikapotea na bwana Msando. Ahadi ya shule, afya, masomo ya bure, ajira kwa vijana ndo nyimbo waloziimba. Ona sasa wilbaro imepanda bei, kalamu na karatasi imepanda bei ya mabati. Vyuo vikuu vyote maduka ya vyeti, bora ulipie cheti ama mtongoze mwalimu. Kwa kweli braza, nani anataka kufeli? Usimlaumu goalkeeper wakati unata defender. Salimu Guru, hivi aliwahi jana waziri na leo kawa gavana. Hataki temwa kesho atakuwa balozi, ndo hali ya siasa ya leo na huu ngozi. Kenya hii inaongozwa na manabii, wanasiasa katili, majambazi, jamba koti. Kenya hii toka enzi za bwana Moi kapita pia na Mwai na sasa leo Mwigai. Kenya hii inaongozwa na manabii, wanasiasa katili, majambazi, jamba koti. Kenya hii toka enzi za bwana Moi kapita pia na Mwai na sasa leo Mwigai. Nimetumwa na Saitoti hivi niulize maswali, walifidiwa rubani ama familia yote? Kama sio, walipewa hadi gani kuwafumba? Kama ndio, walipewa hela ngapi kumfufua? Embakasi marisasi, babu wamekosa nidhamu, na kaunti ni kandarasi, nipe nikupe ndio form. Bado tampigia kura raia, tumepotea kesho na mlilia Moi. Mola, Bwana tunakosea. Ulipewa 50 kando na leso kapige kura, turudi kwa madhabahu tusali tufunge leo, ama tabaki maskini siku zote hadi tufe. Mutula, Kilonzo, Mugabe, Were pia mtaa, ili wafikia kifo ama katolewa uhai. Miaka inapita sana, damu inamwagika sana, ufisadi na tusaga, mizizi imekita sana. Kimathi, Onega wote wanashangaa. Kenya hii inaongozwa na manabii, wanasiasa katili, majambazi, jambakoti. Kenya hii toka enzi za Bwana Moi kapita pia na Mwai, na sasa leo Mwigai. Kenya hii inaongozwa na manabii, wanasiasa katili, majambazi, jambakoti. Kenya hii toka enzi za Bwana Moi kapita pia na Mwai, na sasa leo Mwigai. Ona misitu imekufa, maji inakosa kwa bwawa, wanyama pori wakafa, ndogo simba umepotea. Kongole Bwana Tobiko, Tito, Generali Okello, Okowa, idara ya misitu, marenja wote saluti. Demokrasia ilipotea, mbona mnamtesa Miguna? Amri za koti mnalenga, sababu nyi serikali. Idara ya upelelezi, sakata ya Kenya Power, wananchi walifidiwa ama imebaki siasa? Mara sakata ya mahindi, mara sakata ya viwanja, leo sakata ya wabunge, kesho sakata ya sakata. Hivi sakata ni nani? Rais, tuelezee ukweli. Siasa za ukabila ndio bado inaenea, wabunge wanajigawa vikundi vya kikabila. Naomba afufuliwe Nyerere wa Kambarage, na vaa rozari sana, ishara mimkatoliki, najua nitamuona papa na siku nitafika Roma. Kenya hii inaongozwa na manabii, wanasiasa katili, majambazi, jambakoti. Kenya hii toka enzi za Bwana Moi kapita pia na Mwai, na sasa leo Mwigai. Kenya hii inaongozwa na manabii, wanasiasa katili, majambazi, jambakoti. Kenya hii toka enzi za Bwana Moi kapita pia na Mwai, na sasa leo Mwigai.
That's
right.
nice.
We are back. Kenya He. We just listened to Kenya He by Brigeddia General. How did you come up with this idea of writing this song that is more poetry and putting it in a song? What was the idea behind it, and what's the message behind it, Mr. Brigeddia?
Oh, basically, Kenya He, my last, or let's say the last 4 songs, they are like all current issues that are just happening in the political arena in Kenya.
Right.
Yeah, and there is a lot happening, and
yes,
it is the way that I feel responsible as a citizen.
Yeah. Somebody said if you have a voice, you have to use it the best way you know how to. So can't be the type of person that sits and ignores the things that are happening around you, especially if you have a voice that you're able to speak up.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
So you're speaking about the issues that are happening in Kenya in general.
Exactly. They are happening like it's right now. The people I'm talking about, I mention names, and I speak.
Yeah, because I've heard even a few
that
politicians
type of language.
being
How do you call
mentioned.
it? Right.
Yeah, yeah, man. That's what's up, man. It's long gone. Long are the days when if you mention a politician, you'll be dead meat the following day.
Right.
No, we're past that.
Yes.
The way it is, man.
Yeah. So that means democracy is working, and but people are still suffering at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah, which is very. Eve, you were saying something. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, so out of the many issues that you sing about, which one is your main focus right now?
Right now, okay, the past 4 songs are all political, I would say so.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And it is inside of me.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say right now I'm still a little bit political. Everything I think about is for the benefit of the people. But the next 2-3 songs are gonna be a little bit friendly. I'm not gonna.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's all gonna be about love for the next 3 months.
No. I don't do so.
I like to throw that one in there, but we do have a lot of artists that like.
Yeah, we do.
We
actually do, right? Yeah. So I know you say that you are, what did you call yourself? Conscious lyricist?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, do you feel like um, conscious lyricists aren't that much popularized or hyped as much as
Yeah, that's right.
other artists?
Yeah, that's very
Uh-huh.
right.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
You
Okay.
want to be popular, you want to be too famous, you can go
Uh-huh.
ahead and start speaking about the body
Mm-hmm.
of a woman and
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. Yeah, but you see, that's not my intention.
That's not your intention. Okay.
Yeah, because
So, do
I've
you
noticed
feel
that
pressure?
all his work has a message to it.
Message. Yes, I noticed that too. Yeah.
It's not just talking about booty
Mm-hmm.
shaking and all that stuff
No.
that
I
actually
don't even remember one that had any of that. And I
yeah,
really sat here and watched most of them. So,
yeah.
do you feel like in your age group, it's hard for people in your age group to accept your form of expression?
To accept what?
Your form of expression. You express yourself through political views, your political views in your songs. Do you feel like the people in your peer group they don't necessarily accept it or embrace your style of music?
There are people who do, but the majority don't because there's
Mm-hmm.
so many things involved. People live different lives, different
Mm-hmm.
places, experience different type of things. So
Right.
sometimes you can't blame them, but
Mm-hmm.
we can just say that let the ones that will listen, let the ones that will support, and that's what's up. Like just do your thing, go away.
Yeah.
So he will say, "Tenda wema nenda zako."
Yeah.
Me and Smallz, we actually say the same thing. We always say as long as it's the right 5 people listening, we don't care about the millions that are not listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody
We
gets
say
to
that all the
support
time.
Yeah.
special.
Because it only takes one person. It only takes you for one person to listen to you and listen to your
Mm-hmm.
message. As long as you can
Right.
change one life at a time, that's all that matters.
Yes, that's all that
And
matters.
that's really why I like your work, because it talks a lot of sense. Things that are happening
Mm-hmm.
to real people, especially right now.
Mm-hmm.
We have COVID-19. We can say
Mm-hmm.
that we are lucky we in the U.S. the government is supporting us during these difficult times, but it's not happening everywhere else. If you go to
Yes, it's
Kenya,
not.
people don't
Mm-hmm.
know when they are going to eat, how they are going
No.
to get their job back.
Yeah.
It's
And did you
really
see that
rough.
where they were demolishing the houses? It's already like a poor neighborhood, and then they just came and tore
During
their
COVID.
houses down. Yeah, during
So
COVID.
yeah, so I think these are some of the things that I believe
Yeah.
Brigadier is touching
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
on his work.
Right.
Uh,
And it's
uh,
beautiful.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So did you guys want us to play the next one and then come back and talk
Yes,
more?
let's do that.
Okay.
Yes, let's do that.
So this one is also song poetry,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
the title for the song, I believe that's your favorite, Eve. Conservation. Is that your
Yes.
favorite?
No, that's not my favorite one. That's a good one though.
It is a good one. Okay, so
Yeah.
we are going to listen to
Yeah.
conservation, and then we're going to come back and Brigadier is going to explain to us the message
Yes.
behind it and how he got to produce this one. I like it. I believe you guys are going to like this one. So let's play
I
it and
like
then
this
come
one
back.
too. Well, I kind of do like everything. Maybe I'm biased. Who knows?
All right, we'll be right back.
I belong to a society where the C word stands for conservation. I belong to a world where the environment is my master and my servant. I belong to this world. And just like Mahatma Gandhi, I will remind my people that there is sufficiency in the world of man's need, but not for man's greed. Good planets are hard to find, and if you find yourself on planet Earth, then don't blow it. So we shall respect nature, for nature provides free lunch for us. Only if we control our appetites, we shall save more for tomorrow and for the future. I am not just an environmentalist, but I'm an earth warrior. My head will be held high as I speak about my mandate to conserve, develop, and sustainably manage forest resources. You know why? Because for us to save the lives of our people, we must protect our forest, our resources, our environments. And together we conserve, forever we protect for the benefit of the present and the future generation. How come? How come when a man cuts down a tree to put up a billboard, he or she earns millions of shillings, But when a man who plants a tree that blocks the view of a billboard is charged with obstruction and interference of a licensed business. So, where are we headed to? Which direction have we taken? If everybody would conceive the fact that this land belongs to a vast family of which many are dead, a few are living, and a countless number of generations is still unborn, then it shall be fine. It shall be fine with you, with me, and it shall be fine with us. So, when you claim you love environment, and on 14th February you're more than willing to pluck a flower for love of humans, then it's time you know that he or she who is against the environment is against humanity, and for me, they deserve to be charged with a felony. And because of that, I will stand firm like my hero in Wangari Maathai. When you destroy nature, nature will destroy you. I am the earth, you are the earth, and if the earth dies, then we shall be murderers of our own souls. But for now that urbanization spreads so fast, will people lose touch with nature? Will a day come when the only bird known by a typical African child is a chicken? When the only wild animal they know is a lion they learnt in their kindergarten schools as they were taught L stands for lion? When the only trees they know are the artificial plastic trees of Santa Claus or Father Christmas in the corridors of supermarkets on 25th December? And for how long will our people walk on the pavements, our streets, as they inhale coal, carbon monoxide, dust and exhausted gases, as they die slowly and knowingly just because we, as the people, can't do something about our forest, our trees, our environment? We shall have lost something. If we ever left the remaining wilderness, the forest be destroyed, if we let it turn to charcoal alone, if we let it turn to cigar sticks, if we exchange everything to cash, illegally, unprofessionally, immaturely, if we pollute the last clear air and dirty the last clean streams, then we shall live to cry and blame ourselves until we die. For these are the responsibilities right in our hands, and we let them fall. But what if? What if we stood firm for the environment? There will be no more global warming. We will have a reason to visit Mount Kenya, smile when we see Chirangani, feel happy in Mao, the Aberdares, and stand still on top of the Elgon as we salute our good works, as we shout, "Cheers, we have made it!" And there will be no more dry streams, no more erosions. We will say bye-bye to hunger, bye-bye to poverty and thirst. We will forget about greedy and glutton fellas. And when the next generation comes, they will say happily that our forefathers made it. And even in our own graves, we will be smiling, for we refused to be the assassins of our own. Brigadier. I belong to a society.
We are back. All right, and we are back. That was a dope poem. Actually,
Yes.
that's one.
Very brave.
That's the one that's he's actually just speaking the words about conservation, and with some light music in the background. I like it. So, Brigadier, how did you come up with the idea for conservation, or what brought you to writing this poetry and getting it produced? What's the idea behind it?
Conservation, man. That piece has a long history, my man.
Mm-hmm.
So that was 2016 when I joined the Kenya Forest Service. I was a ranger, by the way. I was a cop.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. That's
Thanks
cool.
for your service.
Yeah. Thank you. So when I was down there, after the training, you know, the training is just a military thing. So the training was really messing me up, and I was getting better every single day. And you guys, when you are almost graduating, they look for different acts for people to present, for the cabinet secretaries, the president, you know, the big shots who will come for your pass at parade. So I came up with that piece when I was still in the training. So it happened with the only spoken word piece. So I had no competition when it came to spoken word poetry because there are people with I don't know, choral verses, drama,
Right.
songs, stuff like that.
Okay.
So I wrote that piece. That's the piece I wrote, and I really worked on that piece every single day. It was rehearsed. Even I don't know, the biggest guys in the service came for the last rehearsal before the
Oh,
final
nice.
day. They had it, and then guess what? On the evening of my pass-out parade, I was told, like, you know what, you can't perform that piece now.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, and what's the reason
Then
behind it? Because it's not political. It's just sending a message to.
I have never understood the behind it until today. I've been trying to picture it myself. So when I did that and I mastered that piece from word by word, I was like, I'm not gonna let that piece just die like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad
Yeah.
you
So after,
didn't.
so after graduating, I was like, it's time to go record this piece. I have to let the world at least listen to this. I won't let this go. And that's how it came up. And I just went and recorded it. I looked for the videography guys, and when we did the video, it was like, that's what's up. And
Because it really reminds
then
me.
the thing just went out.
Yeah. It really reminds me of I don't know if you remember Nyayo era when he was having everybody plant a tree.
Yes, I think
Yeah, I don't know if you
I
remember.
heard
It's a
I
long
heard
time
that.
ago. Yeah, and
Yeah, I heard that.
it also reminds me of people like Wangari Maathai, and she was very big in conservation.
Yeah, she
Uh,
was.
so that I'm trying to figure out why somebody would not want this piece to come out. Oh,
So
Yeah,
do
there
you
was
write
a
all
lot of
your
politics.
pieces?
this
Yeah,
Do
way.
you
I write
write?
all my, yeah, I write
Oh,
all my,
really?
yeah,
Oh, that's nice. How long does it take you to write one?
all pieces are different. I don't have a specific time. There is a piece that I can write for a whole 1 year, and there's a piece I can write for a day.
Oh, okay.
I
So
can
it
write for
depends.
all
Yeah,
Yeah.
it depends on the idea behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. Somebody said we need more such courageous men and women that will boldly call out the crooked system of government.
That's actually a very very good point because we need people like you,
We
and
need more. Yeah.
creatives have a very big voice in this.
Yeah, we do. We
Yeah,
really do.
because the politicians, once they get up there and sit on that chair, they forget about the regular mwananchi, which is very bad.
They do. So, Brigadier, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
If resources and money wasn't the issue, what's the one thing you could change or improve on when it comes to your art?
My personal, like my art specifically.
Yes,
Are we
you
talking
yourself.
about
Yes.
money and resources? What do
No,
you mean?
if you had good production team, you had enough marketing, you had enough social media presence, what's the one thing that you know you have to work on yourself?
For the purposes of my art, I think I'd produce a lot of material. I probably think those guys will just take me to jail and just fungia me there like they did with those. Because I won't let.
Then you will go ham on everybody.
I'll jump on those guys. I don't think they can like me.
Yeah, and that's one thing we have about artists. They have. I feel like especially artists and creatives that live in Kenya, they have one hand tied. It's like they
Yes,
want to say stuff, but they really
but they
can't.
don't.
Yeah, I don't know if you
Yeah.
remember this guy called Smallz Lethal with the song that he sang about. I think it was a governor in Kisii, and
I remember him.
they actually arrested him
Yeah.
for about a
Yes, because I
day or
remember
two.
we were posting about him so that he can be
He can be
released.
released.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
feel
I
like
remember that.
creatives do have one
Young
hand tied.
guy.
Yeah,
Yeah. He was
but
a
he was
super
talking
young guy
about
too.
how bad a governor has done in the Kisii land since they took over. All they do is take the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was less than like 24 hours after the song came out
Yeah,
and he
but
was arrested.
he ended up getting released, but still that's intimidation. And like
It really is.
Brigadier said, I
He was
think
actually forced to pull the song down on YouTube. The song is not on YouTube anymore.
that song is not on YouTube.
No, not
Yeah.
anymore.
See, if a government can do that to somebody to an artist, how do they expect people to to get the message.
Right,
Makes the
right.
I get it when they go and pull down
Mm-hmm.
videos for like people like
Nudity and
nudity. Yeah,
improper. Yeah,
I do
yeah.
understand that because it's morality, but a
Mm-hmm.
message that's reflecting to
Yeah,
how
it was
people
pulled
are
down, and
suffering.
it was pulled down before he was released. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Well, Brigadier, sometimes we get political here, but it's because we are not.
yeah. We do, we do. I'm not your regular.
Yeah.
I talk politics more than I talk other things.
Yeah.
So,
So
mm-hmm.
that was not even political. We haven't even gotten to the most political one yet.
Yes, we haven't got to that one.
Yeah. Any
Yeah.
question?
So,
All right. So
so,
what
uh-huh. So
let.
before we go to the next song,
Mhm.
somebody wants to know if you are in the military or were you ever in the military, and why did you go for the name Brigadier?
Oh, that's
Personally, I
very
have a question for you too. Like, how many chapels do I have to cook for your real name?
Let's.
We shall
That's
table
a
that
secondary.
issue later.
That's a
Yes,
secondary. Okay. All
we
right.
shall table that issue later.
yeah. So back in 2011,
Mm-hmm.
we in 2020. So that should be
Mm-hmm.
10 years ago. Yeah, that's when I started associating with the military. So I joined how do you call it? A military reserve in my country. So I
Oh,
joined the
okay.
military reserve. I served
Mm-hmm.
for 2 years. Then I opted out. Then I stayed out for another 1.5 or 2. Then I went
Mm-hmm.
back
Mm-hmm.
into the ranger staff. And during all this time, I was still doing my performances. I was still writing,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
but there were some things I could not say. When I was in the system, I could
Yeah.
not
Mm-hmm.
songs like this. That's when I did Lizzie Mamu. That's when I did the other pieces of special education
Mm-hmm.
to ladies. That's when
Okay.
I used to perform on Churchill Show and stuff like that.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, because that was friendly. That was environmental
Yeah.
friendly to the
Yeah,
people
that
there.
was friendly. Yeah.
But
You have to
I
pick
couldn't.
your.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
You can't fight from the inside. Yeah,
Yeah,
you know
you
what I'm
can
saying.
fight from the
Very,
inside.
very
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So and then the name Brigadier.
Mm-hmm.
When I left the paramilitary,
Mm-hmm.
I got a job in a security organization. There's a very big company called Radio Security in Kenya today. So when I left the paramilitary, I was jobless and stuff like that. So I just went to look for a job. By the way,
Mm-hmm.
I went to look for a job as a security guard because they needed a qualification for somebody who is 5'8" tall and
Okay.
a Form 4
That wouldn't have
certificate,
worked for you,
60
Eve.
classes above, and stuff like
No,
that. And I was
I'm
like,
just
I can make
5 foot.
some money. I can go there and make some money for 2 months, then go do my businesses. So I really needed money by that time. You know how life can really push you to the wall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially Kenya, you will find yourself doing things you
So
said you
when
would never
life
ever
pushed
do.
me to the wall, and I saw that advert, and I was like, let me go look for a security guard job. That is
Mhm.
after I left the
Mm-hmm.
military. So so when I
Mm-hmm.
got
Mm-hmm.
there to look for a job as a security officer, I had so many certificates and from the military reserve.
Mhm.
So they looked at my certificates and they were looking for yes, they were looking for the guards. I already got
Mm-hmm.
the job, but then they were also still looking for people who could train the guards. So they were looking for security officers and security trainers. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I was like, you see the certificate just next to the other one? That's a trainer certificate. So I'm a trainer as well. They're like,
Mm.
oh, yeah,
Ah. Mm.
this is it. So that's how I got my job as a security trainer. So when I got
Mhm.
my job as a trainer,
Mhm.
I went to
Mm-hmm.
the training department. Now,
Mm-hmm.
in the training department, since I knew I was going to be a training officer.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I became a training officer,
Mm-hmm.
and my boss, who was the training manager, was an
Mm-hmm.
ex-brigadier. Brigadier is a
Mm-hmm.
rank military,
Yeah. Mhm.
the third in
Mm-hmm.
command.
Mhm.
So this guy was an ex-brigadier. Then the general
Mm-hmm.
manager in that organization was also an ex-brigadier. His name was Brigadier Bukala, and then my boss was Brigadier Funda.
Oh, okay.
So these guys had issues. They had loggerheads.
Mm.
So every time they had issues, I was the guy who was absorbing the heat from both sides. I
Oh,
was the
okay.
guy.
Because you're like in between. You're
Yeah,
using you like a ping pong ball.
yes, yes. So
Mm-hmm.
came a time when the general manager fired the manager,
Mm.
and then
Mm-hmm.
sometime the general manager was fired by the CEO. Then I came the last man standing.
Oh, wow.
So in the whole company, people like, oh, so you're the remaining brigadier in the house, eh? I was like,
and the general as well.
Yeah,
And I became the general.
So everywhere I went, they started calling me, hey, brigadier, brigadier, brigadier. I was like, okay. So you want to call me brigadier? Let's do it. I'm just gonna call myself brigadier.
That's funny.
That's a really cool story.
Very cool.
I've first heard it here on this on this show, so that's
yeah.
really cool.
I told Smallz I wasn't gonna call you that. So
okay, you're not gonna call him what? Brigadier? I'm
not calling him that name. He's gonna tell me his real name.
But so what are you gonna call him? Wait.
Where was that? But yeah, so we're gonna play one more of your
Do you want to read that question that came from Keroro?
Yes. There's a question. I think that's
a very good question. Yeah.
Yeah. So this question says, talk about the financial parts of your work, videos and songs. Do you finance them individually, or do you have some sponsorship?
What do you mean finance my work?
Like, do you pay for your own music?
Do you pay and promote
when you
your
record?
music? Yeah,
that's pretty much.
Pay for my music to make my music. That's what you mean?
Yes.
Yes, I pay to make my music.
So basically, you know how people have labels that produce their music and.
Oh yeah.
That's what they're asking. If you finance
like you've
yourself.
been signed by anybody or something like that.
No. I am not signed. I am not signed. If someday I get signed, I'll make it public. But I'm not signed. So everything that I do is from my own pocket.
Okay.
Pay for my audios. I pay for my videos. But after all the production, I monetize my work as a brand, as an artist. So,
cool.
Which is a very smart way.
So you're kind of like an independent artist, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Because I know upcoming artists, especially in Kenya, get taken advantage of a lot by companies that say that they are gonna help them promote their music. They also make them sign contracts where they're getting a cut of the monetization.
And they don't read like the fine print.
Yeah, and they end up getting like peanuts on their own music. So the way you do it, I think, is a smart way. And I think most artists, if there's any artist or upcoming artist that's listening, the way Brigadier is doing it is the best way. And I think that was just advice given here in a minute.
Yeah. So we can actually go ahead and watch one more of your pieces and come back and talk some more. So
let's watch this one. This one is my favorite, actually.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, you have your own, I have my own.
I think he put my favorite like at the very end on purpose.
See, we saved the best for last, so.
Okay.
See, that one I win easy, but I don't think it's the last one though. So the title of this one is called Ulafi, and we are going to listen to it and then come back and talk about it. But I do love this piece, so let's hear it.
Brigadier, what's up?
Yo, what's up, man?
Nacha, wamemchokoza bea. It's a 254 plus 255. Yasubi ndana mbanyo, baby. You know how we do, man. Kwanza kabisa napiga goti kabla kila kitu, ni kwa jina la Mungu Baba Roho Mtakatifu. Ameshika wazifa na kufika takidato, kipato dhambi kula jasho la wavuja jasho, sini wajinga sisi. Ghafla kageuka wasaliti wakakikalia kiti, japo mimi ndo mwenye kiti. Kweli kazi kupata kazi ni rushwa, kichwani tuna kipara na wanafosi kutusuka. Samaki mnanitupa kwenye maji, hii ni hatari, vita ya wakulima na wafugaji. Acheni usaliti, mali kumiliki zisizo zalali na ni nguvu za wananchi. Mjukuu wa Nyerere, jasiri kama Mugabe, uongozi ni dhamana bwana, kata za ubabe. Nasema truth, walai so uongo, hii kolabo ya Kenya imekutana na Bongo. Punguza lafi wa madaraka, Kenya na Bongo menipata Hizi ni sauti za mamlaka na bila shaka mtazelewa mtazipata.
Punguza lafa madaraka, Kenya na Bongo menipata Hizi ni sauti za wajomba na bila bila shaka mtazielewa mtazipata. Ingia mlipiga hodi kuondoka kiwiziwizi, bunge milango mkafunga mkasema eti mko busy. Wananchi waliwauliza mkadai bado mpo kazi, kiukweli mlikuwa mnashiba mkalala pia usingizi. Ni kadhaa tumechezwa na bwana Chesa, maskini polisi musika pia amekufa ghafla, mwanake sasa yatima na mama pia amefiwa. Nane tamlinda mwanawe na nane tamlisha bibi, kesi imemhusisha kiongozi mkuu naibu rais. Je, koti itatenda haki ama kesi itairishwa? Hivi tume watachunga na bado lipe bilioni? Mbona siasa za leo lazima binadamu wawe? Ama ndo siku za mwisho Mola waokoe wanawe? Mola mlaze pema peponi yule bwana Nkaseri, waliotunywa kwa chupa msidhani tumesahau, ila pokea pole zangu na wote walio na msiba.
Punguza lafi wa madaraka, Kenya na Bongo mmenipata Hizi ni sauti za mamlaka na bila shaka mtazielewa mtazipata.
Punguza lafi wa madaraka, Kenya na Bongo mmenipata Hizi ni sauti za wajomba na bila shaka mtazielewa mtazipata.
Ulafi wa madaraka, uongozi wa sifa, uongozi wa tension, uongozi wa insta. Hii ni nguvu ya Mungu, sio nguvu za giza. Hatupati maumivu maana mnang'ata mnapuliza.
Ni kweli tunapitia magumu kihalisia, na wao kuvuna shamba ila wakupalilia. Mazao imekuwa yao na zao kifamilia, washenzi madarakani, ujinga kwenye siasa.
Next pot demo ndani ya demokrasia, simri vote mnacheka sahihi mbona mnalia? Wao wameshiba tilisto angetugawia, si tumeshinda tunalia na tumeshinda njaa pia.
Nafahamisha waelimisha hivi mtanita rabia, kitendeka kesho kutwa pia mtanita nabii. Na leo hii ndoto yangu kuwa kioo cha jamii, shatimia waziwazi ya mie kuwa msanii.
Punguza lafi wa madaraka, Kenya na Bongo mmenipata Hizi ni sauti za mamlaka na bila shaka mtazielewa mtazipata.
Punguza lafi wa madaraka, Kenya na Bongo mmenipata Hizi ni sauti za wajomba na bila shaka mtazielewa mtazipata.
Over the game.
All right, we are back. Nilikuambiaje? I told you that's my favorite beat. I have that producer DJ here, so so the song's name is Ulafi. How did you come up with the idea of writing this song? What is it about? Na message yake ni gani? What's the message behind it? I know there's 3 questions there, Mr. Brigadier, lakini maybe you can answer them in order.
Ungempeleka mwendo wa aste basi. Mpeleke mdogo mdogo.
Yeah. Mr.
All right. So, laughing. I think that name explains everything for itself. The chorus is about the whole song. Laughing is being greedy, just greed. Yeah. So when I say punguza ulafi wa madaraka is greed.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're basically talking to the leaders.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And what made you write this song? Because every creative usually has a reason to write a song. What did you see to make you write this song?
Same thing I saw when I wrote Kenya Hii, same thing I saw when I did Heshimiwa. It's the same topic, but just presented. There are different issues, but they're still under the same umbrella. Like there is really a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
That we can't just finalize everything in one song.
Right.
Right.
I have a lot to talk about. I'll just make sure I distribute them separately, give them different beats, different flow, and then just give it out in beats. Yeah.
It's a bigger conversation.
Yeah. So just to tell you, any DJs here, Mr. Buchezo saying that the beat is tight. Please, if you guys can play these songs, I know they are poetry, but they have a beat to it. If you're
They
able to
do.
play
They
them
do.
on your mixes, please do, because we wanna make sure that we support our artists.
Mhm.
Na kama hiyo
Mhm.
song, that's a danceable song actually. So
It really is.
yeah.
So I have a question for you, Han. So do you feel like people our age we tend to avoid these hard conversations?
Yes, some people do. A lot of people do because they fear
Mhm.
about their future. They fear about tomorrow. Somebody be
Mhm.
like, why would they talk about these guys and they're gonna come mess me up while I don't even have.
Mhm.
So it is better even to remain calm and remain mute than to speak up.
Mhm.
You understand?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
most people will not
Mhm.
talk.
Mhm. So somebody asked, how do you compare? Because we know that you have done stand up on Churchill. How do you compare that to the type of music that you make? How do you separate those two?
How do I compare? I don't
Mm-hmm.
really understand, but I'll say those are two different things. Such a
Mm-hmm.
show is a comedy show. It is there to make people laugh.
Mhm.
Right.
And
Yeah,
then
I
here
saw
you
one
have
that I really liked.
and then here
yeah.
you have
But
real
what I'm
serious
doing, the other
music.
one is a revolution. Yeah,
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
yeah.
hmm
This one will
So,
make you think and act.
do you feel like since you are, I know you said you used to be in the, what did you call it?
Military.
Yes. Do you feel like from that time when they told you no, you have grown and you have evolved in your art and the way you write or compose your pieces? Do you feel like you've grown?
Yeah, I mean, when they said no and they couldn't let me do their piece, or what do you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a service. There is a way a service does its stuff, and
Yeah.
it's
Mm-hmm.
good for them. So they have their own reasons, but it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But by
Right,
that
right.
time, I was in the service, so you
Mm-hmm.
go to Rome, you do what Romans do.
Right. That's true. You have to adjust to your surroundings sometimes.
Yeah.
Mr.
Mm-hmm.
DJ Buchezo gave us his email. After the
Mm-hmm.
show, you can send him. I'll forward you the email. That way you can send him the three piece, the ones that
Right.
you usually
So
send the
somebody,
DJ.
right, somebody asked if you have ever received any type of threats or intimidation from leaders and just anyone in power generally after releasing any of your pieces.
No, I have never received threats, but there was
Mm-hmm.
one member of parliament, I think, who
Mm-hmm.
tagged me on Twitter
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
saying that my songs have been sponsored by Raila.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And Raila, how can my songs be sponsored by Raila? And Raila himself is in the government and he's
Yeah.
a
Oh
bank.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't take sides. You just have an issue with
Ah, no,
the
I
whole
don't take sides.
entity.
Mhm.
Okay, I like
Sifanyi
you for that.
siasa, mimi si mwanasiasa, sifanyi siasa,
Yeah.
sipo serikalini na sipo upinzani. I don't
Right.
do. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? A lot of people like to tell us, people like, I'm very vocal when it comes to my political views and my social injustice or me as a feminist. I'm very vocal. People like to tell us, oh, you're young, you don't know anything yet. You're going to
Mhm.
experience that your views are going to change.
Yeah.
And I feel like they use that as a way to silence us or tell us, stay in your place. But somehow they forget that we young people have the most votes.
Mhm. We do, and we need to show them
Yeah.
by showing up, coming out and
Yeah,
voting.
we
The
need to
young
show
people,
it.
if the young people can just step up just a little bit,
Yeah, it's just a
just
little
a
bit,
little,
yeah.
we can make the
hmm
change
Yeah.
by
Yeah, and
speaking
it's
up.
and you know what? It's there's one thing to be loud and vocal, but there's also one more. There's a difference between being loud and vocal and knowing exactly what you're talking about. So you have to be
Yeah.
able to back the things that you say.
Yeah.
You have to be able to stand firm on. You just can't be saying things to look cool. Uonekane kama una maono tofauti na watu wengine na hata ujui kile unachozungumzia. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Yeah. Like
Does it
there's a
make
comment.
sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's a comment here that's very
Mm-hmm.
true. It's a
Yeah.
comment. It's not a question. And the favorite said most people of our generation don't think much about politics because they feel like nobody cares. And also,
It's
you
true.
see people just accept whatever is offered to them. In most cases,
Mm-hmm.
we've been offered nothing, but we still accept
Mm-hmm.
it. Yeah. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like the only time people expect to get something from the politician is during the election time. Once the elections
Yes.
is over, then they forget about it.
We're back to, that's that's what they do.
2,000 shillings they gave you during elections. How far is that going to take you?
It lasts a day or two, squeezy, with the current state of affairs.
Young people know how to use our rights. It's very important.
It's very important to know how to use your rights. And it's very important to understand the power you hold as a voter.
Yeah. So how do you feel as a creative in the diaspora? Does it feel like it's different, the experience? And also, are you able to market your content here in the diaspora better, or was it better back in Kenya?
Okay, the challenges are a little bit different. Back at home, it is easy to market yourself in your presence.
Yeah.
The diaspora is easier to market yourself online, but most people don't online.
Okay.
But when you are back home, it is easier to go there personally. Like, you know, if you're doing artist and umesikia kuna show mahali and then unakipeleka hapo unasema ni aje majama. Mimi ni artist bana. Simnipe dakika 5 tu kwa hiyo stage, dakika 5 tu. Na uko hapo na umeinsist na mazeni nipe microphone.
Okay.
Unaget kama kuna stage anaza we see, and if it's a crowd of 5,000 people and you have that 5 minutes, unaweza toka hapo mpaka kwambia ni aje na zingine mbili tukipeza another 10 minutes. Na hata kwa hapa kuna venye Jay-Z anafaa kukam wanataka kuwaleta 30 minutes the curtain raise alafu narudi for another 10 minutes. Unaget, I'm giving you an example.
Okay.
So it's very easy to market yourself physically when you're home, but it's very hard to do it that way when you're here. So because this is what we have, so we gotta do.
Because here they actually schedule you. You have to be scheduled to be able to get on the show.
Yeah, you have to.
I need 5 minutes.
You don't do that unless you're Anna, but Anna said she did that. I know Malagwa said she went to some type of a bar.
Have you tried
she showed up and
have you tried these small clubs like poetry clubs?
I do spoken word poetry. I got poetry gigs around. I do spoken word.
Oh, let me know. I want to come. You say we're not too far from each other, right?
Yeah, sure. I'll let you know if there are programs around. Yeah.
So do you think those help you in your career?
Yeah, they help me. They help me because I got a lot of friends on Instagram who are diaspora, who are Americans, speak American. They're like, in fact, when I performed that piece, you played the second piece, conservation. Most of them were like, man, who sits down just to write about trees? They've never seen trees.
I know. I was watching it like, of all the things he had to write about trees.
They only speak about police brutality, the things that they see, racism. That's what they know. So everybody does the same thing. So if you get out of their comfort zone, they're like, how would somebody just sit down and start thinking about it?
I like what you said right there. Out of your comfort zone. I like that.
Most definitely.
Yeah, so it was a very good experience. So it has made me connect with very many different people, publishers, writers, and stuff like that.
So because of time factor, let's play the next one. The fourth video, and the title for this one is Lazy Mamu is the title.
He doesn't want to say it because he knows it's my favorite one.
I was thinking, do I say Eve's favorite before I say the title?
Yes, it's my favorite.
Okay, this is Eve's favorite.
Do you know why it's my favorite? Because of the way, like, in the beginning, it reminds me of when I was in drama club and music festivals, and we used to say, like, I used to be in drama club too, and I used to do solos, and it just reminded me of back then. The way he's doing his hands.
See, I learn something new on this show every day. I just knew that Eve was in the drama club. Oh, okay. So
I was in drama club. I was in music club.
Where's my notebook? All right, let's play this one and then we're gonna come back and talk about it. Lazy Mamu is the title for this one.
Alikuwa mtoto mzuri, mrembo mwenye asili ya mtaa wa Dandora. Mtaani walimuita Ami, mie nilimuita Mamu. Aliitwa Amina, Mamu Susu. Alizaliwa mnamo tarehe 9 mwezi wa 9 mwisho wa hiyo karne enzi za babu. Alivyotunzwa na wazaziwe, alifunzwa heshima, maadili, mila na desturi za kijamii, kwa jumla adabu. Ni kweli mtoto mleavyo ndivyo akwavyo. Mamu alivyolelewa, alifunzwa ustaarabu. Alikuwa mwandani na saibu wa karibu. Shuleni tulisoma pamoja, kalamu tuliibiana, michezo tulicheza. Alipenda sana kwa mama, nilipenda kwa baba, enzi za cha mama na cha baba. Yani tulikuwa kimoja kama chanda na pete. Nakumbuka akifanya vema kwenye mitihani ya mkoa na kutuzwa hata na bodi ya elimu ya mkoa, hivyo akawa anajulikana mjini na hata vitongojini. Alikuwa ni mtoto wa 9 na wa mwisho kwa familia ya mzee Bushoke. Isitoshe, baada ya shule ya upili alijiunga na chuo kikuu hapa mjini na kufanikiwa na kazi nzuri kwenye taasisi ya sanaa na tamaduni. Na kabla ya miaka isizidi 3 alifanikiwa na kupata mchumba kwa majina Mwalimu Musa. Akapozwa, akawa tena ndege wa mwingine. Singeweza kumfikia ilivyokuwa desturi, ila tuliwasiliana kwa ujumbe mfupi, harafa za kawaida na pia mtandaoni. Ni kweli safari huanza kwa hatua, na kwake safari ya ndoa alikuwa tayari ameshaanza. Alivyomjua Musa, mapenzi kwake ilikuwa ni nguvu. Walipendana sana, wakawa kimoja kama jino na gamu. Musa alimtunza mamu na mamu pia alimpenda kwa dhati. Ungeona kwa umbali wakitembea pamoja ungalidhani ni siku ya harusi kwao, ila ilikuwa ni kila siku tu. Baada ya muda isizidi miezi kama 6-9 hivi, maisha yakaanza kumgeukia mamu. Musa akawa harudi tena mapema nyumbani, akawa hamsikizi mamu chumbani. Lizi akawa na shangani nini ilimuingia mumeo akilini. Ni kweli kilicho na mwanzo kina mwisho. Mapenzi kati ya Lizi, mamu na Musa yalianza kudidimia ghafla. Ile chuki ikawa tena haifichiki. Musa akawa tena si wa kuchelewa tu, ila akawa na sahau majukumu yake kama mume. Kuondoka mapema na kurudi baada ya siku 2-3, kutochukua simu za mamu, kutulipa kodi, kumkomesha mamu kwenda kanisani. Kila mamu alipomuuliza mumeo ni yapi alimuingia, Musa alimgeuza mitungi, kumponda na kumvunja mamu mabavu kwa fujo. Ni kweli umdhani ndiye siye. Ikawa ni vigumu kwa mamu kujua kama Musa alikuwa ni wake ama labda ilikuwa ni ndoto tu. Na kabla ya mamu kuchukua hatua ya mwisho, alijaribu kuvumilia tena na tena, ila alishindwa na kutorokea mjini Mwanza alikukutana na Mwarabu mmoja Msamaria mwema mstaarabu aliyemkaribisha na hata kumlipia matibabu kwenye zahanati iliyo karibu. Akapata nafuu, akawa anafanya vibarua kumlisha mwanawe na kumshukuru Maulana kwa maisha. Amini usiamini, nilipokuwa starehe zangu za Mwanza, nilikutana naye Mamu Lizi kitongojini, akiuza njugu kwenye madirisha ya magari, akitafuta riziki ndiposa apate kumlisha mwanawe na pia kumshukuru Maulana kwa maisha. Aliponiona kwa umbali, alinikimbilia na kunikumbatia kwa raha, huku akitiririkwa na machozi, ila sikujua yalikuwa chungu ama ya raha. Ni kweli maisha yalikuwa yamemwendea mrama Lizi mamu, ila anajiuliza tu, ni nani kati yenu kwenye karne ya 21 ana haki na nguvu za kuinua mikono na kumpiga mumeo ama mkeo? Na ni nani kati yenu wanaume ana haki ya kupozwa mwanamke, kumvunja ubikra, kumtaja Maulana kwa altari ukimvisha pete kwa jina la Baba na la Mwana na la Roho Mtakatifu na mwishowe kumgeuza mitungi?
And we are back. All right.
Do you see why it's my favorite one?
Yes. It has a very strong message, and this is the only piece actually that is talking about love in the politics. Let's have Mr. Brigeddia explain to us how he came up with this idea of writing Mamu. Listen, to me, it sounds like a sweetheart, high school sweetheart kind of thing. Lakini, let him explain and tell us how you came up with this and what made you write this piece, na message yake. Unasema hapo chama maana chaba haba.
Manze kama hapo uko nje.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a creative writing. I was just having different characters do that, and then I was trying to connect with these things that I saw in my life growing up. I saw them next door,
Right.
and at some point, there was a point in my when I was still in the, how do you call it, military or something. Kuna siku manzi yangu alinikasirisha vibaya sana, ikabidi nimepita kofi.
Okay.
But I didn't like that. So I was like, man, the God that is on the head too, like he enjoyed it had to happen.
Yeah. Because every creative has a feeling behind every piece. So
so some of it was personal, but some of it was also
coming from the heart. Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a beautiful piece. It just addresses some issues that we like, domestic violence.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go take care of there for 1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay, no problem. You can just put it on mute. That's fine. Yeah. So, somebody here says the Swahili spoken word, you are just on another level. Sio watu wengi usikia Swahili sanifu hivyo. Watu wengi wamezoea ile they mix it up with sheng.
Yeah, and you're very clear.
Yako is like a walking kamusi.
Kamusi.
Which is very good. And then, does it talk about abuse in any way? Because somebody commented about domestic abuse is real.
Yeah, it's domestic violence.
Okay.
It's domestic.
Right. Yes.
It's a storyline of a lady who was really doing good ever since she was born. She's a performer. High school and going to college. She lives nicely. Then she meets a guy.
Okay.
So she's having a good job. She got married. Her life is just. But now, her life takes a turn when she gets into marriage. That's what just messes her life up.
Okay.
And because of the domestic violence, then she has to escape with wounds and stuff like that. She doesn't report to the police. Then she has to go for an exile in a neighboring country.
Right.
And this girl happened to be my friend. That's how they do it.
Okay.
The later in life, and I'm like, hey, what happened to you, Lizzie? What happened, man? What happened to you? Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Oh, makes a lot of sense, man. That's tough because domestic violence, especially in Kenya, it's pretty common. It's very common.
Very common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yesterday I was watching. I don't know if anybody has watched Immigration Nation on Netflix.
No, I've been avoiding it because I don't think I have enough emotions or wine for that.
So there's just to give you a short story. There's this one lady from Uganda that actually his husband had somebody. The wife left the husband. So when they separated, the husband sent somebody with acid and poured acid on her face.
Wow.
So
that's crazy.
She fled to Kenya and came to the US, but she had 5 kids. So because of what the Trump administration is doing right now and the rules of the Trump administration, she's not able to get her kids here to the US.
Oh, wow.
So she actually had to go to the Kenya embassy, the US embassy in Kenya, to get her case expedited, to get her kids. After 6 years, that's when she got her kids to the US. So that process,
that's deep.
So domestic violence is real, and if you see her face, you would not believe a human being did that to her. Yeah. So speaking about domestic violence is always very.
It's a very hard topic, and we have to speak about it.
Yeah.
You know, we were actually talking about this with my sister circle, and it's like, I want to say 8 of us, and 6 of us have survived some type of abuse. some type of abuse or violence from our significant others. And you can't even tell because we're all, you know, we don't look like a victim. But you have to keep addressing this.
Because most people don't talk about it. They're just in silence. So that's a very good piece and very informative. I did not actually get the message up front because maybe Kiswahili yangu na
you didn't get it at first? Me, I did.
Kiswahili yangu na kamusi hatupelekani hivi.
Itabidi tukutane kando nikufunza. Maanake wapenda sana kunitia aibu. Wanitia aibu kila kitu tu watia aibu. Mwachi hivyo. Wapenda sana kunitia aibu.
Any comments there you want to read? Pablo just commented and said that Immigration Nation is very informative. Everybody should watch it, and you should as well. So, Sasa, we come to the last video of.
I'm sorry, guys. My kids don't know anything called personal space.
We are all parents. We understand. So don't worry about it. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the viewers understand too. Because I'm pretty sure you have a lot of parents. So do you want us to play the last one? And then
yes, we can do that.
Okay. So
yeah, absolutely.
This is the last video for the day, but the show is not over because we have some things to talk about. The title for this one is Handy Shaky. That means the handshake, right? Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure all Kenyans here know about the handshake. So let's listen to it.
You've been corrected. Swahili chango.
Let's play it and then we'll come back and talk about it. Here we go.
Okay.
Handy Shaky. Here we go.
Brigadier, it's a general speaking. Ni kamanda ise. I love fight. Vipi kamanda mwanangu na kuona sana. Ni generali masiku zimepita bana. Na kupigia hivi nkujulie hali vipi bwana gavana. Hadi alitimiza. Bwana gavana aliondoka kaenda mjini. Huku bwana rais kaenda kukopa China. Leo hii uchumi imefika stendi. Wa Kenya ni abiria, wa China ndo madereva. Kukopa sawa, cha msingi ni maendeleo. Kukopa sawa, haya wapi maendeleo? Basi yule naibu alitenga bilioni 2 na kanisani akatenga bilioni 7. Wizara ya usalama akatenga milioni 9 na mashinani pia akasema huko atafika. Hizo siasa kelele zilishapita, ahadi feki ndo zao zana za vita. Serikali ya Handy Shaky imewabeba walafi na mafisadi. Kama kweli wanatujali, watulinde pia sisi rasilimali. Serikali ya Handy Shaky imewabeba walafi na mafisadi. Kama kweli wanatujali, watulinde pia sisi rasilimali. Okay, vipi kinyozi bado siasa naifanya? Kinyozi nani ama unamaanisha baba? Huyo baba bado kiongozi upinzani. Huna habari upinzani ilikunywa maji. Pande mmoja kwa leo wanasema ni BBI. BBI, huyo ndo bibi wa nani? Ni binti fulani anahusishwa na madaraja. Wanasiasa wote wanamtaja usiku na mchana. Kuna moginjo wanasema imekuwa rege, huku wengine pia wanaicheza kama karata. Vipi ya tuoli bado anakashifu ushenzi? Anajaribu hila tumwelewi pia. Vipi ushuru je? Kesi ya ndije? Yote kwa sasa yapo kotini ki-lockdown. Na yule jaji je? Na yule binti je? Kapewa viti mamlaka kutoka ikulu. Serikali ya Handy Shaky imewabeba walafi na mafisadi. Kama kweli wanatujali, watulinde pia sisi rasilimali. Serikali ya Handy Shaky imewabeba walafi na mafisadi. Kama kweli wanatujali, watulinde pia sisi rasilimali. Na vipi Sipai, yule ledama alishinda uchaguzi, mbona inaleta kasheshe? Wale wachunga walisema yeye msaliti, wakamweka kwa jambi wakamnyang'anya kiti. Pole kwake. Na vipi hesabu corona? Kila kukicha hesabu inapanda kaka. Majirani wa Bongo waliathiri mpaka papai, japo huku mjini imeathiri mpaka Rungai. Na kieleweke je? Na tanga je? Hao ni ndugu na dada wa tumbo moja, wengine mashinani, wengine wapo mjini. Japo kwa hoja nasikia wanabishana, yule seneta Elgeyo pia kapigwa chenga. Vipi ikulu na naibu je? Huko Ikulu manangu wa kueleweki, huku bwana naibu kwa kweli amekasirika. Serikali ya handshake imewabeba walafi na mafisadi. Kama kweli wanatujali, watulinde pia sisi rasilimali. Serikali ya handshake imewabeba walafi na mafisadi. Kama kweli wanatujali, watulinde pia sisi rasilimali.
All right, and we are back. Handshake. Na nimeambiwa kuna mtu amenicorrect hapo, amesema sio Kiswahili yangu,
Si Kiswahili changu. Kiswahili changu.
Okay, sawa basi. Learning a new
Lugha
Swahili
yangu
word every
Kiswahili
day.
changu.
That actually should be my favorite song, Handshake. Come to think of it, lakini number 2 bado ni Ulafi. So
Ulafi is nice.
okay, how did you come? This is your most recent piece,
Yes.
right? Okay. How did you come up with the idea for this one? I'm pretty sure you wrote this one here in the diaspora. How did you come up with writing this song, and what was the idea behind it? We know about the handshake, but what made you actually write this piece?
It's just since Uhuru Kenyatta Muigai, the son of Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, decided to be wild from nowhere. Akaanza kufaya watu na kufanya vitu mingi.
Yeah.
So, so I was like, man, I gotta talk about this stuff. And you see, I started writing about handshake before Corona.
Okay. Oh, before Corona started.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was before Corona. I was already writing handshake. I wrote the first verse na nikaiweka. Nikasema, kamalizana nayo hata mimi venye BBI inaenda.
Okay.
Then nikaichukua hapo hivyo, Corona ikakuja pap kama niko kwa second verse.
Okay.
Sasa kwa second verse hapo hivyo, venye Corona ilihit, unajua there is a lot that happened. So umesikia nimeamua story za Corona hapo.
Yeah.
So nikaona hii Corona politics ikachukua very different angle in Kenya. Ikakuwa sasa State House, Parliament, wase wanakuwa some State House, usipoenda unachapwa kiboko, mtu anaitwa, usipoenda unakuwa demoted. A lot of things happened within those 2 months.
Oh wow.
And I was like, I think this is the right time to talk about this handshake thing.
Okay.
Right.
So you actually were able to produce the video during that time.
That's right.
Okay. Right. Oh, wow, that's really bold, because ni ngumu sana sahi to do something.
Very bold.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Do they play your music back home?
Yes, some people do, but bigger stations do not play the 3 songs. Kenya Hii, Ulafi, and handshake, most stations don't do. But there are some smaller stations that do, that play them because they're like just in a specific radius or locality and stuff like that. Yeah, but I have very good connections and very people who can play them even on NTV. Okay. But
you
they're
just
like,
choose not to.
Oh, this one
the message behind it.
The message behind it. So,
yeah, they're like, man, they'll shut down the whole studio.
So is music your main source of income?
No. Music has never. Poetry has never been my main source of income. I don't think it will ever be, because that's not my plan yet.
Yeah.
Even if it will give me 90% of what I get, I still cannot sit there and do music full time. I got a lot of things to do. I'm still very young. I have all this energy in me. I have all this thinking. Man, mimi yule mse nafanya vitu kaa 10 at the same time. Ile inajipa inakataa lakini.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
so
the same way.
That's
the same way. Which is very good.
So when you write these songs and you make these poems, when you write these songs, you compose these poems, what's that one goal that's your main, like you're looking at it like, this is where I'm heading? Where do you think you're heading with all this at the end?
Yeah, the agendas in those songs. My faith is that at least someday, someday hizi vitu nasema zitakuja kutame. At least kuna mtu mmoja mahali ataisikiza siku moja na abadilishe wale. At least kuna mtu mmoja atanisikiza na to take action. Hata kama itakila, hata if in 47 counties we have one person per county who has done something. That is how I would say at the end of the day that I added value in the society.
Right.
Added, yeah. So I do it.
That's a really good message. That's a really good message.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Somebody said they want to be like you when they grow up.
And they're 40 already, so.
Yeah. So most of the people that are, I can't talk. Most people that are like outspoken and believe in certain things look up to someone. Like me, for instance, I look up to Fred Hampton, who's a Black Panther. He's one of the Black Panther founders. Not really one of the founders, but he took over from Bob Silly and Fred Hampton. Not Fred Hampton. What's his name? Huey P. Newton. Fred Hampton took over from them when they were in jail. That's who I look up to. That's who I idolize. Who would you say that you look up to?
The late Tupac Shakur.
Oh, I like that answer.
He was actually a very good poet.
Yes, he was also a Black Panther member, and his mom was also one of.
Yeah.
Yes, his auntie too. So that's one of the reasons why she's in Cuba, seeking political asylum.
So I look up to very, very many people. Some of them are dead, some of them are alive, and because I learn different things from different people at different times.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, you feel like your source of inspiration is ever evolving, ever changing.
For me, musically, it's always gonna be Bob Marley as an artist. But when we come to producers, obviously Dr. Dre is the first of my list. Yeah,
I don't think
he did
I have
a lot of work with Tupac.
Right, he did. Yeah.
And of course, I'm making a message. I'm not just wearing a 49er jersey. I'm also wearing that Kaepernick number 7.
Oh, Lord. So somebody asked if your music isn't played in Kenya, how do you get returns for your music?
It's not just about the radio stations. You don't only get returns from radio stations and TV. That's why we have the online platforms. We have YouTube. We have Amazon. We have iTunes, so many
Spotify. Spotify.
All that stuff. So I've been trying to distribute my music on these platforms, and I'm still in the process because there is a lot involved. Yes.
Have you tried DistroKid or CD Baby?
Yeah. I just registered with CD Baby and how do you call it? I forgot the name. It's an American company.
Yeah, because CD Baby or DistroKid, they do distribute the music to different platforms at the same time.
Yes,
that's the advantage of it. So yeah, always take advantage of that. And if we have good quality music, people will buy. I believe people will buy.
People will buy. Yeah.
And by the look of what the pieces that you have, man, I have no doubt that people are gonna listen and buy your music because royalties matter too.
Yeah, I think we have one more piece, then we're gonna come back and finish, right?
I think that was the last, unless you guys want to play Maisha Mjini.
Yes, one more, then that's it.
Let's play the last one and then come back and close out the show. And here, Maisha Mjini. I think this one is an audio, right?
Yeah, Maisha Mjini is an audio. It's not a video. That was the first song I ever wrote.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, but okay, it's always good to do a throwback. A throwback is good.
Yeah.
So let's do this.
No, that's a love story. No, that's a love story. It's also a love story.
Okay. All right. Let's listen to this.
Okay.
All right. Let's play this one and then come back.
Natokea Sembo leo naenda kutafuta huko mjini. najua nikifika nitakuarifu nimefika lini. Labda itachukua siku kadhaa ama labda masaa. Hii safari ni ya kubatisha, na unajua kile namaanisha. Itabidi nipite Kisumu, Londiani, Nakuru, idandi lori ya mahindi nipitisha hadi Limuru, na kufika kimungumungu ila Rabana na mshukuru. Sijui nitapatana na nani, sijui nitalala kwa nani, ila najua nikifika nitabonga na Maulana. Kila siku mkiomba mnikabidhi kwa Rabana, nikabidhi kwa Rabana, nikabidhi kwa Rabana.
Maskini mtu kwa ugeni so kitu chema, ila nakuombea Mola azisikize zako hoja. Bahati ni chudi nao, usichoke kazana nao. Mtu kwa ugeni so kitu chema, ila nakuombea Mola azisikize zako hoja. Bahati ni chudi nao, usichoke kazana nao.
Sasa baby, sasa baby, nilifika salama sana ila kulitokea changamoto. Hata saini na kazi, naosha magari huko Dandora. Baridi ndio imekuwa mingi na bado natafuta sweta. Imebaki kisiku kama 7 na mshahara kwanza wasili. Hizo hela zikiwasili, urudishe mtoi chuo, urudi pale kwa fundi, ulipia pia ile nguo. Najua umehata nyama, usiogope utajibonda tu. Sasa vumilia mboga, pole pole utatoboa. Kila siku mimi ukumbuka na ukabidhi kwa Maulana. Kila siku mkiomba nikabidhi kwa Rabana, kwa Rabana, nikabidhi kwa Rabana.
Maskini mtu kwa ugeni so kitu chema, ila nakuombea Mola azisikize zako hoja. Bahati ni chudi nao, usichoke kazana nao. Mtu kwa ugeni so kitu chema, ila nakuombea Mola azisikize zako hoja. Bahati ni chudi nao, usichoke kazana nao.
Hello. Hello. Samahani sana dada, maisha yananiandama. Yule jamaa aliniajiri, aliangushwa Dandora jana, italipatikana na skendo ile ya miadarati. Polisi walimnasa na hukumu ya miaka 40. Mama mboga na nitesta, nina deni yake ya manoti. Saina dozi kwa kibanda, nilichujwa kwa odi. Juu siwezi changia kwa hao, pia siwezi ingiana nao. Wakaona niachane nao, juma shida ukwao kibao. Kila siku mi wakumbuka na kabidhi kwa Maulana. Kila siku mkiomba mnikabidhi kwa Rabana, nikabidhi kwa Rabana, nikabidhi kwa Rabana.
Maskini mtu kwa ugeni so kitu chema, ila nakuombea Mola azisikize zako hoja. Bahati ni chudi nao, usichoke kazana nao. Mtu kwa ugeni so kitu chema, ila nakuombea Mola azisikize zako hoja. Bahati ni chudi nao, usichoke kazana nao. Mtu kwa ugeni so kitu chema, ila nakuombea Mola.
All right. That was bakshishi. That was something extra. And from what Brigadier says, that was his first piece.
Yeah.
Can you tell us how you came up with it? How hard was it as a first piece? And what's the message behind it?
Okay. It was, let's say it was the first song, not first piece.
Okay.
Now, the first song, I was still struggling with the writing. Like, you know, in writing there is something they call bars.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, you have to
So I like
that.
that beat. That producer was like, "Hey, man, say you could do something with this beat." I was like, "Let me listen to it." And then I was like, "Yeah, I can do this." I started writing. I was flowing in the beat, but I was confused because I didn't know how many bars am I supposed to write on this one.
Okay.
That's why after every verse, kuna beat, kuna place, unasikia tu nikisema najirudia. There is repetition.
Okay, just to fill in the bar. Okay.
Yeah, just to fill in the bar.
Yeah. I noticed that back. I didn't want to say it, but as a producer, lakini nimesikia. But for a regular person, they won't notice.
No, I didn't even hear the difference.
Yeah. But I like. Actually, I'm supposed to be redoing that song. I'll be redoing that song with a different beat. I'll just be adding value and stuff like that. But I'll be redoing that song now.
Nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's the message
So what
behind
would
it
you?
on this one?
Mapenzi too.
Mapenzi too.
What are you saying?
What's the?
No,
I was
go
asking,
on.
what's the
Finish.
message behind this song?
Oh, okay. It's also a
Understand.
storyline. I like storytelling.
Okay.
So it's also a storyline. It's just a storyline of a guy who is leaving the village. He's married in the village. He has a kid. Akuna madeni tu kama wase wa kawaida. But he has to go hustle. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to the city. I don't even know how I'm going, but I'm going. Na najua hata kama itabidi nidandie lori, I will dandia this truck. Na nitaenda na najua route nafaa kufuata juu sijaienda, lakini nimesikia story lazima upite Kisumu, upite Nakuru, upite Limuru ndio uingie Nairobi. So nataka kupigia na hiyo, those are the key points. So mse anatoka naishia, bahati nzuri anafika pale hivyo tao, anachanganyikiwa, ana develop mabeste, kuna beste inaitwa Uchi, anaamua kumshukua kuna Uchi. Uchi pia anakuja baadaye anamwambia niaje buda, kuna venye hapa hivi kuna bills. So kama hizo lipa bills kawa alafu anajitoa kuna deni za mama mboga, anapiga simu home, ana hustle na job amepata ni ya kuosha magari. So ana hustle kidogo, anapea wife hopes home na nini na life inaendelea. Alafu sasa the chorus is just ni methali. Maskini mtu kwao, deni sio kitu chema. However much poor you are when you're home, people still respect you with all your poverty because you're home and nobody will tell you nothing. But when you're in a foreign land and you're plus poor,
what's your excuse?
Yeah, man. People are like, who the hell is this guy? Get out of here, man.
Poor diaspora. Okay.
Poor diaspora.
Yeah.
Because of diaspora, people don't expect you to be poor. Yeah.
People don't expect you to be broke in general.
Yeah, they do believe, especially here in the US, that we collect money off trees.
That's exactly what it is. Don't come to the United States and you tell people you don't have money. How?
You don't have money. How? Umepanda ndege, una hela.
Yeah. It does happen. It does happen. It's not all rosy like people think. Yeah.
So before we go, what's the one thing you can tell someone that's still trying to figure out what direction they want to go with their art?
I don't know, man. I got different angles that I could see that and say it, but I want to say this way. Just do what you think you want to do and keep doing it. Be consistent with what you want to do. If you don't know what you want to do and you feel like you can do different things, it's okay.
Yeah.
Keep doing the different things and then concentrate on the one that works for you.
That makes a lot of sense, because most people do love what they do, but a big number gives up midway when they think that it's not working for other people, but it's what works for you, not what's working for other people.
Right.
If you feel like you're comfortable doing it, keep doing it.
Yeah. Thank you so much for spending time with us.
Yeah. And we'd love to have you back on the show. I know you mentioned you've also been in the journalism. We could use your pointers as well.
Yes, when I take a few days off.
Yeah, when Eve is not there, maybe we can have Mr. Brigadier represent.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
we all love your work, and hopefully the audience did love your work. And DJs out there will have who gave out their contacts. We'll forward them to Brigadier, and he can send you his work. That way, at least you guys can promote it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
And until next time, this is it from
Bye,
One-on-One with a Creative, and we'll see you next weekend with the next Creative.
See you next weekend.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Brigadier.
Oh, man. Thank you, man. Thank you, man.
All right. And we are